And in this video, I will be designing my thumbnail for a new video that is coming up from beginning to end. So this is a full tutorial, and the style that I'm actually going for this video is something like this. So I have like 3 thumbnails that I want to do for split testing. And yeah, this is one of the thumbnails that I thought, okay, this looks actually sick, and it also, I just like the concept of the thumbnail. It's super simplistic, so I just want to create kind of like the same thumbnail with my face and with my thumbnail on the screen. And then I saw this one. This was also really high quality. I really like this one, and I also found all the assets, basically like the blueprint background, the YouTube or the Photoshop logos, all that stuff. I found it already. I have already downloaded, so I can just, just start and create a thumbnail. And the third one is something like this, like a before and after style of thumbnail. So on the left side, I could have just myself, maybe black and white, and then on the right side, I could have my face with the thumbnail. So yeah, these are the thumbnails that we are looking for to recreate today for my channel, for my thumbnail breakdown video that will hopefully come out tomorrow. So with that being said, let's get started. The first thumbnail that I'm going to recreate is this one. I like this style a lot, and I will show you how I actually create my face and also how I actually go about creating the thumbnail itself as well, like all the elements around it. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's open up a new 1920 by 1080 file. Boom. And the first thing I actually want to do is recreate the thumbnail, which is kind of like a blueprint like this. And if you're wondering where I got my assets from, it's from this website called freepik.com. I mentioned it in a previous video where I talked about every assets you need as a video editor. And, that's also good for thumbnails, especially for thumbnails. This website is really good. It only costs like $16 per month if you actually pay it monthly. And their AI tool, which I tested last week, was like phenomenal. I kid you not. It was the best AI tool I've ever seen. So with that being said, this is the website I use and basically got most of my assets from. So if I type in blueprint, you will see I have selected vectors or like photos or even PSD files, and you will have a lot of stuff here. So most of it you see is a picture, but if I click here, premium vectors, you will see this is pretty much the one that I'm using right now, as far as I know. And you have like a lot of assets to choose from. Like I could just go with something like this as well, like something that gives it more texture, something that makes it more interesting. It's up to you what you would like to use for your video or for your thumbnail. And yeah, I can really just recommend this website. They have a lot of assets. Like for example, you see I just typed in blueprint and they have like 50,000 assets almost. It's like 49,000 assets. So, and what I ultimately want to do is basically just place on the background here, because what I also want to do first is also do my face. And then after I'm done with my face, I will continue adding some assets, and once I'm finished adding assets, then I will actually take care of the coloring and that the whole scene makes sense. But if it doesn't make sense right now when I'm actually talking here, then just watch the video and it will make all sense in just a minute. And I also have a couple new thumbnail pictures, so I'm going to use this one as my picture. So this is the photo that I actually took with a camera, so this is why it looks a little bit better. I actually don't have the better file that I was actually looking for to use. So there's like a sear something file. So I only have the JPEG file, which means I have like not the best quality if I actually scale this up like this or something sort of similar. But it's alright. I will try to do my best here with this picture. And yeah. Yeah, and this is a teddy bear here. So if you're wondering. So what I want to do first is I'm going to duplicate it, image 2, to create a backup for this image. Like I just like to have like some backup folders. I don't usually do those, but for this project, this is like kind of like a new thumbnail. Then I just want to be safe. I just want to be sure that I don't have to find it again. It just saves me a lot of time. And with that being said, what I want to do first is I'm going to scale this a little bit down, and I actually want to select the subject here, which automatically selects my subject, as you see, like this. And if I am not, I don't really like it, I'm just gonna, like this, select it a little bit better. So just fix it a little bit up where our tool needs a little bit more fix. So I like that. This looks cool. So what I'm gonna do is here at the bottom right, I'm just gonna press layer mask, and what this does is basically just creates a whole layer so on the picture, if that makes sense. So if I choose the white color and the pencil, I'm gonna draw here, you see all the picture that is gone here is back. So that means I have more control over how I actually want to have this picture looking. Like for example, if I don't like the edges here, I can just select this layer mask and then I can just choose the white color and I can just paint over it with 100% flow. I can just paint over it and you see I have the edges from the picture back, so I can just actually remove or fix the edges. So if I choose black and I don't like how my beard is actually, you know, I have still the background in my beard, so I can actually just fix that by just having the black color and just paint over it with the pencil tool and also with low flow. So that means I can just actually make it look really, really good instead of just, you know, it being cut off, if that makes sense. But I would just lower the flow a little bit so it looks like this. And on the left side as well, just lowering the flow a little bit and just painting it a little bit like this. So this looks already good. I know, man, I have to go to the barber. But yeah. And after I'm actually done with cutting it out and everything looks fine, I like it, maybe, you know, fix a little bit the hair as well if I want to, like this with a 20 flow, 27% flow. Just fix the hair a little bit up more. And yeah, let's see. I like this. It looks clean. And I think I probably won't have to revisit this again. So what I'm actually doing right now is I convert this to a smart object. What I'm also going to do is rasterize the layer. So what this does, it just converts it from a smart object back again to a normal picture. So I can actually look at the picture and remove some flaws in my face, for example. So if I go here to the patch tool and I select this one here, I can just basically select all these things and just move it around. And what a patch tool does is just fixes all these spots. So my face, my beard looks a whole lot cleaner. So this space that I'm selecting here, just moving the patch tool and it looks already a lot cleaner. Now this doesn't look good. What I'm actually looking forward to do is basically just fixing up all these spots that doesn't look, you know, clean. I just want to clean up my face in that sense. Like this one here, maybe I have to make it a little bit. And if you don't like it, you can just go back every time. But yeah, and also like stuff on the shirt like this, you can just basically fix it all up with the patch tool. If not, you can also just do the remove tool as well. Like actually there's like a lot of tools. It just takes a little bit longer. Not sure if that makes sense to wait, so I can also just use the spot healing brush tool. There's like a lot of tools you could use for that. For this one, I actually just recommend the spot brush tool, and for the face, the patch tool, because it's just, for the face, it's just a little bit more easier to work with the patch tool. And for the shirt, it's just faster because you don't need too much details in the shirt. For example, if it's just this black looking shirt, and yeah, and also in the end, I'm looking into making this shirt white, so this will be interesting as well. But for that, we also need to remove some color from the shirt, because right now you see here it's a little bit brown. If it's visible on the screen, I hope it is visible. So yeah, here's also a little bit brown, so I'm gonna actually look forward to remove a little bit of color from the shirt. Right now it is already looking clean, but what we're gonna do essentially is make this a smart object. Boom. And yeah, so what I ultimately want to do with this here is I want to use the camera raw filter to make my face less bright, because it's over brighted. The camera didn't take the best photos, so which is not a problem because it's high quality photo, so we can fix it. So it's just the highlights that we need to bring down, and the shadows, the whites, until the picture looks actually not bad. Just balance out a little bit more with the curve maybe as well. Maybe less of this, like this. I like that. It's just we need to fix a couple of the colorings as well. We can add maybe saturation later on. We don't need to worry about this. We can add some texture to it and some more clarity if we want to. A little bit more grain if we want to as well. Bring back the highlights maybe as well a little bit. And the lights. Let's see the coloring. Okay. So for the colors, we'll take care of it a little bit later. I think think it doesn't make too much sense. Like we could a little bit, you know, try to fix it up, make it a little bit more reddish, a little bit more orangey, which is more better than yellow. But we'll actually take care of this later on, because right now what we're going to actually do is we're going to make this a smart object, okay, again. And inside this smart object, okay, and once we created the smart object, I will double click here and go inside the smart object, and I'm going to select this picture. I'm just going to name it, let's say, portrait shot. And what I actually want to do here is I want to add my face, this cartoony look. I want to actually clean up my face, add some more shadows, add some more dodges to it, which will make sense. So I found this face effect from another video. I will link the video down below if you want to have the face effect action for you as well. I don't take credits for it because it's not mine. I have not created it. I think the dude who created it deserves, you know, the clout. So yeah, I'm just gonna use it. What I actually want to do is just basically press this button once I selected action, and I'm just gonna press enter like 10 times or like a lot of times, okay? What it does is basically it creates all the effects on the right side that you see. So basically I only have to paint over my face here with the pen tool on the layer mask to achieve the effects that are already set up in this action, if that makes sense. So the first one is skin smooth, and if I delete the layer mask on the skin smooth, you will see what it does. And this is a smart filter. So when I open this one up, you will see if I press the effects, they have brought down the texture by -50. So when I paint over it with the white brush and on low flow, just make sure it's a low flow, otherwise it won't make too much sense. It will be just too smooth in that. And if I paint over it, you will see it smoothens it out a little bit like this. So the whole face is more smooth, if that makes sense, and like this. And what we ultimately want to achieve with this smoothing out is that you have actually less going on in the face, and that ultimately just creates this cartoony look on the face, which looks super clean in thumbnails. And after that is burn. So burn is basically just dark, so it makes all the stuff that you paint on dark. So if I go with a 3% or 2% flow, I sometimes use 2%, sometimes 3%. And if I paint over my beard here on the thumbnail, then you will see that it actually turns a lot more dark. So it darkens my beard. Let me make it a little bit more. So 4%, which is a lot actually. It's you have to be careful not to overdo it. Just make it as far as it looks good. Like, don't overdo it actually, because it's easy to overdo these things and then it just looks bad, straight up bad. And yeah, what I ultimately want to do here is I want to paint all over the edges here. So I want to paint on my beard, on my mustache, and on my eyebrows as well, around my hair as well, but sticking ultimately to the face, and make all the spots that should be dark appear and look more dark, so even more dark than it is. So yeah, ultimately, like here, you can also just bring it up a little bit more if we want to. So before and after, I think it is a little bit overdone, so I'm just going to decrease the opacity as we don't want to overdo it. And I think it also looks like that because my face is still a lot of bright. There's like a lot of brightness going on in my face, but we'll fix that in a second once we have, you know, finished all these, you know, additions to the face. So because it's so bright, I'm actually going to fix up my face a little bit more because I just noticed it's like too much going on. So I'm just going to remove the whites a lot more. Let me just go into the curve and remove the highlights, bring up the lights and the darks a little bit more down. The shadows, boom. It's so, oh, I see. Oh, it's because of the skin smoothing. I see. Usually this should not happen. Like, the skin smoothing should not be this bright. So we're just gonna bring down the skin smoothing effect a little bit more. And then we go to dodge, which is actually quite opposite from burn. So that brings ultimately all the highlights on the face. So I want to highlight my forehead here and my nose and my cheeks. So I want to create that really cartoony look with that, like this. And if you see this green here on my glasses, we'll take care of that in a second. But what I ultimately want to do is basically just paint over my face and create some highlights. So before and after. Looks really good. And now we're gonna take care of the teeth, and we want to first brighten up the teeth. So we go for 100% flow here, bring up the hardness, and then we're gonna paint all of my teeth here like this. Just the teeth like this, just the teeth. And if you are, you know, a little bit confused by the grid, you can also just turn off the extras and you will have a better look at everything. There we go, just the teeth. And now we also want to add some whiteness to the teeth. So there we go, just gonna paint all over it like this. And I messed up the brightening a little bit, so we're gonna fix that. There we go, boom. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take care of the lips. So we're gonna paint over the lips here. Select these pretty much, and just gonna basically adjust it to our liking. So if we want to make it more dark, we're gonna increase the magenta. If we want to make it more yellow, maybe. Why does it look like if I'm biting on my lips? I actually did not bite on my lips, so I'm not sure why it looks like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep it that way with these settings, so before and after. It's a subtle change, but it looks a little bit better in my opinion. And we don't have a tongue, so we don't actually need the tongue. We can delete it if you want to. And now what I really like is the eye color. So I'm gonna select the eyes here, paint over the eyes with 100% flow. And why is it red, you may ask. We'll actually change it in a second, because the way this works is it colorizes the eye. So you can have all the colors you want. And I'm going to show you in a second how I actually change the colors as well. But what we ultimately want to do is just change the eye color, not the, you know, the eyelids or whatever. So just paint over the eye only. And I don't like this red color on the eye, so let's just change it real quick to blue. So you have the hue here if you double click here, and you can change it up. So I have more this dark blue. There we go, like this. You can also change the saturation, and I also want to make it less saturated, and also the lightness as well. But I think I like it this way, and I will keep it that way. And what I'm going to do next is the eye whiteness. So just brighten up and clean up the eye by whitening up as well, like this. And let me just select the black color and just paint over it to remove it from here as well, like this. Ooh, this is like heavy. This is a lot. Okay, let me just bring it a little bit down and increase the feather as well a little bit, like this, and just clean it up so it's really good. What also actually you like to add is another layer and actually color this white here as well, and just make it saturation, and boom. And then I'm just gonna remove it from the eyes and all around the eyes. So the whole eyes basically are actually completely white, if that makes sense. There we go. Here as well. And just on the eyes, not on the colors, not around the eyes. Boom. Before, after. I think it looks way more clean, in my opinion. And yeah, next was the skin tone. So the skin tone is already painted. It's already on the whole skin, on the whole subject, photo, portrait, whatever you call it. And what we're gonna do is see what looks the best. So less cyan, more magenta, a little bit more yellow, and less black. And the next one, so we have two, so you can fix even more things. Less cyan, more magenta as well, and way more yellow, more magenta. And this looks already really good. So this doesn't look like me at all. Like before and after, this looks like, yeah. So I actually blue eyes, guys, so don't be like, oh man, he's painting blue eyes. It's like so weird. But yeah, just the goal is to make it more pop. And yeah, I think we achieved that really good. Like what you could also do now is just add some more contrast and more brightness if you want to. But what I actually want to do is fix this weird yellow color. So this is like so weird. It looks unnatural. It looks really like potato chips. I'm not sure why I said potato chips, but it just reminds me of that. I don't like it. It's not really natural. I think it's way too yellow. So what we're gonna do ultimately is just fix that. Yeah, it's not my night shift. Okay, it's not my night shift. And yeah, so, but I want to make it not that bright, and also not add any contrast boost, as I don't have the high resolution file. I only have the JPEG. I have only so much ability to add these things up. But yeah, ultimately I like this. I just want to fix it. So we go out to normal thumbnail and we just take a look. Okay, this is how it looks. And what we're gonna do is add another camera raw filter, and now we can actually fix the colors. So we zoom in on the face. We can make it a little bit more red, if that makes sense, like this. Before, after. Now it looks really good. I like that. I wouldn't change this. So yeah, before I look really yellow, I look like I'm ill, and now I look like I have actually gone to the sun studio and I got a tanning. Yeah, like I was in Spain and was just laying on the sun. That's how I look. There we go. And also notice this is like a really harsh here. I don't like this. So I'm just gonna add a layer mask. I'm just gonna paint a little bit over here just to make it a little bit more smooth. A little bit decrease the flow as well. Just remove the extras. Which one is it? Add H. Command H. Okay, now I know. Command H to remove the extras. Good to know. It's always good to have. I know we don't have to run 2 kilometers, but still making all these fixes here just to go up and then finding it and then just pressing it. It takes more time than just pressing 2 keys at one time. It's really good to learn all the, all the shortcuts in Photoshop. And yeah, so this is what we got so far. It is looking pretty fresh in my opinion. All right, so after we have finally colored my face, I got my $1 million smile now. What I want to actually do is I want to color the shirt white. I want to remove my hands. They're not in the right position. They're way too low, so I cannot use them. I also want to remove this green effect in my glasses as well. And yeah, basically that's the thing. I also want to clean up my hair a little bit more so it looks more clean. So yeah, with that being said, let's get back into the smart object. So yeah, and let's get started with first removing the hands. So I'm gonna select the hands and just say remove hands for the generative fill AI to do its magic. It is, sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's not picking it up really too good like this. This one, I'm not sure why it's tomato or whatever it is. And yeah, but yeah, this one is looking good. So I like this one. It doesn't look really good. What we could do basically is just select all of this here and go to file and then, oh wait, hold on. For that, I actually need to rasterize the layer. There we go. And then we can go to edit and then we can go to content aware fill. Boom, let's hit OK. And now it looks already really good. I like that. And what we're also gonna do is just select this piece here and press generative fill again. So what this does is basically after it's done, you will see it looks much better. It's much more cleaner like here. And I like this one a lot. And now we can also experiment a little bit and pretty much just select the shirt here. And what we could do is say white t-shirt. Let's see what the AI comes up with. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's, not good. For example, this one is not bad. I just don't think it fits good enough. So we can just hit it again. Let's see what it gives me. So yeah, if you have generative fill AI, I definitely recommend to learn it. I like this one as well, but this looks also clean. Let's hit it let's hit it again. Let's see what is the best looking shirt. So yeah, let's see how long let's see how long it takes to, get a really good shirt. White basic shirt. Let's see if that prompt looks better, because this gives me, oh, I like this one. I just think the neck looks a little bit weird, but it's not an issue. So what we could do ultimately is just add up all of this stuff here and also just create clipping mask. Boom. Now it already looks better. And we can also just hit a layer mask and remove all of this stuff here. Just increase the flow like this. And why are we going with a blue shirt if we actually want to have a white shirt? So I'm going to show you in a second why I can actually change the color to white and how I'm actually going to do it. But for that, first we need to remove this part here. Just going to decrease the hardness and then we're going to go over it. Let's see how it looks. It's looking all right. It does not look bad at all. I like it. It looks actually real enough. in my opinion. So increase the hardness a little bit, just paint over it. Does not have to look perfect, of course. And now what we're gonna do is basically just remove this tool here, remove, boom. And the reason I remove the hands first is because the AI will have an easier time to get me a better shirt if this is much more cleaner looking. And yeah, so this is why I remove the hands first. All right, convert to smart object and clipping mask, boom again. And now what we're gonna do is select this and paint all over it in white, boom, like this. And create a clipping mask, boom. I'm gonna paint more and just be sure to remove all the whites that is not on the shirt just to make it look clean. So for that, I just lower the opacity and remove all the whites around it. And if this seems tedious for you to work on, this is like the best thing from my knowledge so far on how I actually would go on about editing a white shirt or editing this thumbnail. So if you found a better way, just comment it down below, because I'm actually eager to learn more about it and see your opinion, your viewpoints on it. I'm happy and open, of course, to discuss as well in the comment section or in my Discord. Feel free to join. Levels, boom. We're just gonna open up a levels, and what we're gonna do is basically just make this more white, like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, I like this a lot. It's cool. We just have to fix it a little bit more so that it looks clean. In order to do that, we need to paint a little bit more. Or should we just... Oh yeah, I think we just need to paint more with this one. Yeah, this is the right one. I like this. Okay, I like this one. And also gonna add another clipping mask and just gonna paint over this portion here just to make it look a little bit more clean, like this. And just change the layer mask style, whatever it's called. I'm not sure if this looks good. Just increase the opacity a little bit, decrease, increase. Yeah, I like this. Looks clean. I just would make it a little bit more white. That's it. And then we just clean up here a little bit more. Let's see if we could actually make this a little bit more smooth. Yeah, I like this. It just looks like oversaturated in my opinion. So we just bring it down a little bit like this. I like this. So we're gonna paint over again on these spots here just to make sure it's clean. What we could also do is basically just choose this here, this little thing here, and just let AI do its thing like this, boom. And let's see how it looks after just waiting a little bit. Sometimes it cleans it up, sometimes it just makes this process a lot more smooth. So yeah, that's our goal, to make the process as smooth as possible. But yeah, in this case, it looks pretty good, in my opinion. I'm just gonna convert to smart object all in one and just add to clipping mask. And for that here, I'm just gonna remove it. For this here, I'm just gonna remove it. Wait, okay. So I cannot remove it, but I can paint over it. Create pre-mask, boom, like this. And just make sure to clean up everything. Yeah, just make sure to clean up everything so everything looks smooth enough. So if there's some white spots here, you can just clean them up so it looks clean. Okay, it said clean a lot of times now, but yeah, this is the result basically of what we actually wanted to achieve. I want to make sure that I actually remove this one here as well because we don't need it. It doesn't look good. A little bit more. And yeah, if you think this looks a little bit weird, no worries. We are going to scale this one up by this much. Pretty much. So yeah, it is looking pretty smooth for this case. And yeah, with that being said, I noticed a couple of things here still. So I am not a perfectionist, but I like to have it clean, at least. That's the least I could do, is to make this look really clean. So if there's anytime something like this here, I'm just gonna clean it up and then I'm happy with the results. So yeah, like this. This looks cool. Looks really good in my opinion. What I would actually do is just add some more sharpness to the picture because I think this is not as sharp as it could be. Detail, more sharpening, less noise, more sharpening, boom, boom, boom. Like here, before and after. I like this one a lot. I just think there's like too much noise now. I like that. Okay, cool. I also think my neck needs a little bit of less lights. So we're going to clean this up now. We're going to clean up the glasses and my hair. So let's go back into the smart object, boom. And first what we're gonna do is clean up the glasses. So I'm just gonna select this here, again, boom. And let AI do its thing. Let's see what it comes up with. If not, I would just basically try to paint all over it. But this is looking pretty good. Before, after, there's little to no difference at all. Like, actually, only my ears are like a little bit different. But apart from that, this looks pretty good. Like, it is actually amazing. So yeah, with that being said, we can also do this, boom. Not sure if this little piece gets removed by AI, but I think it should be fine. Looks good, in my opinion, looks good. Also do is maybe just remove these parts. How would it look if we remove these parts as well? Why do I look 40 in this picture? I just noticed, like, I look 40 years old here. But yeah, with that being said, I think this looks pretty good. And now we're gonna add some hair. And of course, in Photoshop, it's a lot easier than in real life. So this is why we're just gonna make this, add hair, boom. You've also seen in the video, in the thumbnail breakdown video, I actually added hair as well. So yeah, it works pretty good. It just cleans it up a lot. Like for example, this one, add thick hair. It's even better because Photoshop thinks like, oh, okay, this dude does not have hair. So we're gonna add even more less hair. So this looks so fake. Not why. I'm not sure why. Add thicker hair. Yeah, this is the one. Maybe just selecting a little bit bigger piece here. Maybe that would look better. So notice. Oh yeah. Yeah, this looks okay. I think this looks okay. So I'm just gonna remove this one as well, just to make sure that this looks clean. I actually just want to make it clean. I don't really care too much about it. I just think it could be distracting. So for example, if I do this, like which one looks cleaner in your opinion? I think this one. I like a little bit Indian. I'm not sure why. No man, I have to go to the barber. I think this doesn't look clean on a thumbnail. It does not look clean on a thumbnail. Yeah, I would just stick to normal hair. It doesn't look like me. I'm not sure why. Yeah, so this looks more natural. I will keep it this way. And the last thing that I want to actually remove is this increased brightness here. So I don't like that is actually like that bright. So I'm gonna make a curve here and make this a lot darker like this. And then I'm gonna invert this and take the white brush and just paint all over it like this. And once we have done that, we can actually just adjust the curve like this. Boom. Get dark. I'm just gonna remove this here a little bit more. Yeah, made it a little bit darker. Let's see how it looks. I like this a lot. I like this a lot more. Yeah. I just think we could remove this part here. I don't think this looks as good. So let's look how it looks. Looks good. Okay. I'm gonna add this one here. So I got this from FreePic. If you haven't noticed it, I mentioned it before. So just to make sure you guys know where I got all this stuff from. I did not make it. I actually just downloaded it from FreePic. And with that being said, this is good. I take this one and I add this one into my composition here. Just make it a little bit like this and put it behind here. Also, one thing I really like to do is make just folders. Like I have a backup folder. I want to make a background folder for my background. I want to make the subject folder. Subject is me. So whenever I edit something myself, I will add also some glow later, some drop shadow. Then I will actually do it within the folder, or I try to at least do it within the folder if it does not interrupt with the other files. And then I also have objects and an object folder. Boom. So yeah, this does not look high quality in my opinion, but it's already good. It's like it's just for phone, so it's all good. So after that, we're gonna also add a couple icons. So for example, I want to have these two icons in here, so I'm just gonna select these two objects. Oh, can I actually select them here? Nah. Okay, we need to select them single-handedly like this. Boom. And this. What I'm gonna do is create a layer mask. Boom. All right. Okay, actually what we could do is also just layer via copy. Just deactivate this one. Just make them bigger. I think this looks already good. We don't need to actually layer mask these. Oh, this looks bad. Let me actually rasterize this real quick. Let's see how it looks after that. Oh, now this looks good. Now this is ultra clean. All right, let me add this into here. Oh wow, this is ultra clean. There we go. Okay, we just made to make this a lot smaller. For example, like this. Ultra clean. There we go. And then we can just take this layer, copy, boom, delete layer. Make this a smart object and just decrease the size. Just close up all these windows. And what I also want to do is take this one, for example. So what we ultimately want to do is I'm going to open up one of my thumbnails, and I'm going to actually export these two so I can use them in the thumbnail. So I'm going to export these two thumbnails like this, boom. So yeah, I have this mockup here that I found on FreePic as well. Just search for it because I did not like the choice that I had before. So I'm going to take this one and basically just replace it with my thumbnail. That's the goal. Let's see how it looks. So yeah, I'm just gonna drop it into my glass window here. Give this a drop shadow. Let's see how that looks with a drop shadow. Boom. Okay, so now that we have the window, which comes into objects, so we're gonna objects color. This is green. Subject is, let's give it a blue, and we give the background a gray. There we go. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the window here and bring it around here. I like that. Bring more to the middle. And one thing I also like to do is use the rule of thirds. So I'm just going to add a rule of thirds and see basically where my face is and where I should place myself if I'm unsure about everything. So I want to place myself a little bit more outside, but still not too much outside, if that makes sense. So we're going to cut off a little bit, but not too much. So I like this. I think it looks good, but I think I'm way too up. So we make myself a little bit bigger and make it like this. Boom. I think this looks good. I still notice we have some dark patches, which I will fix in a second. It can occur, and it's not an issue. We can just fix it up. So here we go. We just add the window below here, and what we're gonna do is take this and basically just decrease it and add it like this. Can I also just decrease the thumbnail's opacity? Doesn't look good. We need to duplicate this, I think. Duplicate this, remove the drop shadow on the top one. And for this one, we need to go into the blending options and make this one completely white. There we go. What we're also gonna do is just close up this window. We don't need this one. What if we do it black? No, it doesn't look good. What if we remove the text? Should we remove the text? I will take care of that later on, I think. First, now let's just edit these things here as well. I want to keep it this way, and then I want to just select this thing here and basically layer copy. Copy, right? Oh, I see why it did not work. Just gonna have to rasterize it first and then layer via copy. There we go. Nice. So what we're gonna do is basically just make this a little bit tilted, and what we're gonna do add next is a rectangle like this. Boom. Remove the stroke, make this bigger, make this white. So what we're gonna do is basically make the rectangle a little bit smoother like this. I'm just gonna tilt this a little bit. I like that. And we're gonna add a drop shadow to it as well. Oh, this looks so way better. There we go. Just gonna make this tool 2 and this is tool 1. Let's also just add a, oh, I know what we do. We go add a stroke to it inside, and then we can make it white, full white. Let's use center. Oh, this looks awful. Outside, just 1. If you're inside 1, that's weird. Oh man, okay. So what we're gonna do is select this, select modify, contract 1 pixel, and just remove, and just select inverse and remove. There we go. Now it looks a lot cleaner. We don't have to add a stroke to it, and we can add a blending option and a drop shadow to it as well. Make it a little bit more distant from the picture like this. Less distant, less size, less spread, less opacity, more distant a little bit. There we go. And what we're gonna do is do the same, but for the second tool as well. So we're gonna create copy the layer style, and then we're gonna just paste the layer style. And these are the tools so far. So we're gonna just adjust the sizing a little bit so it looks good. We don't want to interfere it with the time thing here on YouTube. So when you always see the time things down here and you have a text there or something like that, you just can't read it because the time stamp is just so big. So we don't want to interfere. And what we're going to do next is, I actually don't like the text here. I think it's disturbing, so I'm just going to remove it, okay? So I'm going to export the picture. So I'm just going to take the pictures without the text and just export them like that, like this. Okay, so there we go. I just added the content, basically replaced the image without the text. Now what we can do is, yeah, just keep it at 100% now. This looks good. One thing I want to include is the 110 point, like it was 111.5x, so I want to make it 110x. So a lot of people who are into thumbnails know that, or also into basically YouTube tools, know what this means. So I want to kind of like add this on top, because I think once I had like 0 subscribers, like 10 subscribers, this video already had like 200 views, so it was popping off a lot in that sense. What we're gonna do is we're gonna write 110x. Just gonna make it Lex and Deca, bold, boom. And this is not like a lie or something. This is like actually happened. I have actually the screenshot on my Twitter, but of course it is already, you know, not that. But of course it's not as high as it was before. So it's like 1x now. But for that, it was like 110x because I had like 0 subscribers again. So this is not like a lie or something. It's not clickbait. It actually helped me to get this big amount of numbers. So this is why I'm going to stick to this and just, you know, let it roll with this number. I will also add a Photoshop bar on top of this as well. So let's head to free pick again and let's see if we can find a Photoshop bar. I like this one. Let's download this one. Actually open this up in a new window, because then the quality is actually way higher. We can actually cut that out of this picture and maintain the high quality with this, how many 10,000 pixels. So yeah, it is a pretty large file. As you see from opening it up, it still needs to load, but still it maintains the quality, and it's not going to be open for a lot of time. So I hope the recording doesn't crash as well, but it should be fine. So yeah. Let's just select all of this here, like this, boom. I'm gonna select, and even the selection takes time. This is funny. I need a Max Studio or something to make it smooth. But yeah, layer, mask, boom. Just gonna add it into here, like this. Can't see it, where is it? Oh, it's too large. Here we go. I'm gonna tilt this a little bit, and then we're gonna add it on top of this, kind of like this. I like this a lot, boom. And what we're going to do is ultimately we're going to add a blending option, stroke, like this, boom. And we're just going to remove this part here. Maybe we're going to make it a little bit more right. We're going to a little bit change the position here. It fits good, I think. And I just want to fix this one up as well. I don't like that it is not looking, you know, as clean as it could be. So there we go. This looks way better. Boom. Any more? Yeah, here as well. Just subtle changes, so it looks a lot more cleaner. If someone zooms in, they see like, oh, okay, this doesn't look clean. And I don't like not clean thumbnails, so sometimes it just doesn't fit, and I like it to be clean as clean as possible. If it's just like a little bit of effort more, I think it. Now these things already look good, but I'm just gonna make them a little bit more big, like this. And what I'm also gonna do is just adjust the background a little bit more, like this. So we'll make it a little more clean. That I like that. Okay, cool. So we're gonna change the tools here a little bit more. Again, ooh, I like that. I like that. If we make the picture smaller, does it look bad? Yeah. And we're just gonna add a couple of drop shadows to this one as well. Effects, drop shadow, make it less size, change the distance. Ooh, I like this. Okay. We're gonna also add some more drop shadow to this one as well. Increase the size, increase the distance, drop shadow, boom, spread as well, increase opacity, and that it is, yeah, that's it. This looks already clean. And now what we're gonna do is I think about how we can make it a little bit better. So first, what we're gonna do is actually add a glow to the picture, to the subject, to me. We're gonna make a new layer add this into the subject. And what we're gonna do is basically just make this a big brush and decrease the hardness and add a white glow behind me so we separate ourselves from the background. This looks already really good. I want to make it a lot bright here. Like it should be really bright in the middles here, like this, for example. Yeah, like that. This looks clean. And we want to also add a drop shadow to our subject as well. A little bit more spread. Decrease the size a little bit. Don't use global lights. This doesn't look good in my opinion. It actually looks good. So yeah, let's add a new layer, paste layer style. We make this overlay. And what we're gonna do is basically create a clipping mask. And now we can, we also should remove the drop shadow. Not sure, why is there a drop shadow? Oh yeah, create clipping mask, not the paste layer style, but create a clipping mask, and there we go. So now we're gonna paint just subtle on the outside of our subject. And the clipping mask is going to help us basically just stay on the subject and not to go somewhere else. Like we don't want to have it somewhere on the screen. We just want to paint on our subject. And what we're going to do is just maybe do some subtle painting on the subject here. Some subtle white, which actually just helps to emphasize that we actually add glow to our subject like this. Yeah, if I remove the drop shadow, it looks a little bit better. But we're gonna fix that in a second. So now we're gonna take the eraser tool, and what we're just gonna do is decrease the hardness and just gonna paint over it like here, and just remove all the parts that we don't want or where it's actually just too much of a glow. So example here, just want to separate us from the background a little bit here. We don't want to overdo the glow. And for this part up here, I could actually also just do a layer for itself as well. Sometimes I like to do that. For now, it looks already clean. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new layer, overlay, and we're gonna add a glow to our beard. So there we go. I don't like the overlay. Let's do white. Okay, let's do it white. And let's get the eraser tool and just remove a little bit. So it looks like this. Less hardness, less flow. My beard is too big. I need to go to the barber, I think. I should do less flow, way less flow. Like this, new layer, add a glow here as well. And basically just remove all the parts afterwards. I find this to be the best, workflow wise, just to add it big and then just remove all the parts that we don't need. For example, these ones, I'm not sure if I'm a fan. Let's redo it again. Let's make it big. I'm also just testing out a couple things, guys. I have not edited myself with this big of a beard. All right, so this looks already good. I sticked with this, and what we're gonna do next is basically just add some more glow onto our shirt. For that, I'm just gonna take overlay and basically decrease the flow by a lot, and basically just paint like a little bit over here and over here. And then we're gonna add another layer and just gonna paint some white here as well. This kind of creates not a fog, but kind of like this glowy on top. Not sure if this is too much. It's a little bit too much. So let's not do that. And just decrease the opacity here. Okay. Just gonna add some more glow here so it looks clean, nice and clean. Increase the hardness just a little bit. There we go. But with that being said, this already looks really good. With drop shadow, it looks bad. So we're gonna add a drop shadow behind our glow actually. So we're gonna make it less flow, and we're just gonna paint over here like this. I like that. So before and after, so it looks a little bit better in my opinion as well. And then we can just adjust this here a little bit more to make this one boom. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to take the Photoshop 3D-ish logo, and we're just gonna add this one here like this. And we're gonna change this position here because I think this is way too big first, because I'm gonna add a YouTube logo here. And I also think this just doesn't look good without, the proper positioning. There we go. This looks good. And what we're gonna do next is go to freepik.com and actually find the YouTube 3D logo. Like this one is good. Let's get to EPS file. Just the one. Boom. Boom. And we're just gonna Again, remove a couple things. Just set this to the top. Select subject, and we're gonna layer mask this just to maintain the high quality throughout. I'm gonna place this behind the Photoshop one. And what we're gonna do is basically just clean up this YouTube logo. Not sure why it is so, you know, messy. There's so much going on. We're gonna do smart object and add a little bit of glow to this. Let's see if this either looks good, or should we add stroke? I think a stroke looks better in that case. Or should we also add a stroke to the thumbnail as well, like this? Does this look good? Yeah, but inside, yeah, because outside doesn't look good, right? No, it looks good inside. And just make this bring more down like this, or bring it up. I think this is like too much glow for, it's like distracting a little bit. I'll fix that in a second, but first we're gonna add a stroke to the Photoshop tool as well. The glow doesn't look good. Okay, we're not gonna add a glow. Right, cool. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna fix up the glow that we did here. I think partially it is because of my beard, because this just looks awful. So we're gonna fix my beard real quick. So I cannot, you know, take the time to go to a barber. I have to remove it in Photoshop. So this is a lesson for the next photo shooting. Just go to the barber first, and then you don't have to work this hard in Photoshop. So yeah, tell your clients as well, go to the barber before you go to shooting. Otherwise you will yeah, you will receive the thumbnails in 2 days later. Just kidding. But yeah, just cleaning up all the stuff here. I like this a lot. I think this looks really good. What I would just do is give it another layer and just add an overlay again. And this point, just focus on adding some more stuff here like that. Just focus on adding some more lights here. I like this a lot. Just gonna make it another layer. Okay, so this looks a lot better again. I'm debating with myself, even though like I like the drop shadow, but it's like I like it without as well. It's hard to say. But yeah, I think we need to remove these. I think it's too much. Like the glow is too much. It didn't look a lot. Like it does not look too much if I look at it from the near perspective, but if I look from far, this is like too much. Like if I bring down the opacity, it's like still kind of useless then, right? I think we need to repaint this a little bit. Let me just add some hair, beard, boom. I think we need to repaint this a little bit. I don't like it, how it turned out. But luckily we can fix this, so it's not an issue. There we go. We have almost the beard fixed with the help of the patch tool. And what we're gonna do is just add some layer mask. And of course, just make it a little bit more trimmed. So we add beard to trim it later on. Genius, I know. But yeah, this looks good, I think. It almost looks as if it was already there. So yeah, here we go. We're just gonna paint over it again, decrease flow, and add some more glow. Whoa, this rhymed. This was cool. Decrease the flow to add more glow. Subtle glow. There we go. Now this looks a lot more clean. I'm a lot more happy with that. But I still think this doesn't look good and just white. So let me just see if I can fix that. Boom. And we just remove it again. The glow takes sometimes a little bit more time for me as well. So if you end up, you know, just practicing it a little bit more, you will be faster at it. I haven't done it too often, to be honest. So I'm still a little bit slow at it. So it's just a practice game. I haven't practiced too much yet. I only know how I can make it look really cool. I just need some time to do that. So if that makes sense. And if you have the time, just do it. Just practice it, because glow, as you see, will make your pictures look a lot more smooth. Oh, this one is better. I like this one a lot. So slowly but surely the picture comes together. It all looks way better than before. Just needed to fix a couple of stuff, but now it looks better. Don't have any issues. I just don't like the background. So I'm gonna add a couple effects to the background. A couple effects like these. Let's see if this makes the background look a lot cooler. So we'll make this screen. Yeah, I've just tested out a couple of overlays now just to see what looks the best, what feels, you know, the best for the background. Okay, so I also changed the perspective here So I'm not sure if I like it. Let's see. So I'm just gonna click command and just change perspective. Do I like it? I'm not sure. If this doesn't look distracting, we're gonna go back to the objects and we're gonna make these tools just one group, one. And that's because I actually want to access this real quick. What I want to do is I want to place an effect on the photo as well. I'm not sure yet what looks the best, but I just want to make an effect on the photo. So create clipping mask and make this normal and 100%. Oh, I'm not sure. I think this looks cool. Black and white is also really cool, I think. But screen is good. What I also want to do is add a bevel and emboss. I think this would even look better than a stroke. A little bit of depth, less soften, and a bigger size. Yeah, I think the bevel and emboss looks a little bit better in this sense, rather than having the stroke going around the picture. Should we use both? Just make it 13, maybe. There we go. Cannot decide. Let's see. And Photoshop logo. Boom. Big red box. Let's add a stroke to big red box as well. Like this. Boom. And what I think what we also need is maybe just add another blueprint like this, because this separates this red box here and the tools from the actual thumbnail. So we can make this a little bit smaller, and we can actually add a drop shadow to this blueprint and just see how it looks. I like to test out these things because I feel like we need to get something to separate from the thumbnail actually. Like for example, this looks not bad, but either this or we could also maybe use a black gradient. So kind of like something like this. I like this idea actually. Just make it behind the window maybe. In this case, we're just gonna focus more on the picture. I'm gonna also add a saturation to this. Let's see. Yeah, it looks good. I think the saturation looks good. Like the gray saturation. I like that a lot. Just gonna make the tools a little bit bigger. Make this like it would hover over this red box, and we're gonna make this one like this one here. We're gonna actually add a clipping mask, and we're gonna paint this one dark as well. So there's a lot going on with my face and with the background. The only problem is that this is not enough saturated. So we're gonna add a saturation here, and then we're gonna add some saturation like this. This looks way better in my opinion. Okay, just need some drop shadows for these because I noticed they are not popping enough. Decrease it 4, 5. There we go. Photoshop logo, drop shadow, boom. Increase the opacity. We go. And decrease the stroke to 5 as well. What we could also do is basically just add a black kind of gradient here, but just decrease the opacity like this. I like it. I like it. I just think the background doesn't look as good anymore as it used to be. Okay, let's see. I just adjusted a couple of things here. Adjusted the sizing here a little bit more. And now I'm just gonna adjust the tools a little bit more as well. And I like it. I kind of like it. I just think there's like so much going on. This is the only problem that we have. So the only way I can see that we fix this issue is by actually taking the window and bringing it up. So we have it here, and then we're just gonna take all the files that we have here, like the bar, this. Let's do this one. Bring these ones up. So we're gonna make it this here like this. Bring this one here. Bring this one a little bit more down. There we go. This looks a little bit more clean in my opinion, but I think we can improve that a little bit more by just positioning better. And the goal here is not to make it right for the first time. The goal is here to figure it out while doing it. Because I know in life you won't, make everything right the first time. So you need sometimes fail and try even more and try harder and try a lot of times. Fail a lot of times until you get to your goals, get to where you want to be. So if I would give up now, for example, I have not really thought about giving it up. I just thought about, stopping the recording because I wasn't sure if this is going to be a really good value. But yeah, I think it is important to showcase as well. Even though I'm making thumbnails, I've been earning a lot from making thumbnails and a lot from, you know, high ticket clients for thumbnails. I'm still not perfect. I'm still learning new things every day. And yeah, with that being said, let's finish this project off by actually exporting this. But before I export this, what I wanted to do is, what are the backups? Yeah, let me just delete the backups, and we don't need them, and create a folder, version 1, because I'm gonna make the 2 other versions as well. But for the version 1, let's export this, export as, and make this high, and then export. So I'm gonna break down in tutorial, save it. We're gonna add this photo into our Lightroom. So this is what it looks like in Lightroom. So same as in Photoshop, but yeah, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hit the preset tab here. I'm gonna go to premium, and now what you could do is basically just do all the good stuff to increase your profile, like your face, whatever, but way faster. So I like doing that because this actually improves the picture a lot. So I want to enhance the eyes, but not too much. Maybe just 40. Increase the white teeth just a little bit as well. Darken the eyebrows, darken the beard, texture hair. I think texture hair looks super clean. We don't want to overdo it. I think 90 is good. You can also make smooth hair here, but I think the texture hair looks way better. And we're gonna also enhance the clothing. What we're gonna also do is make it pop. And I want to apply make it pop, but only for the picture here in the middle. So what I want to do here is subtract brush, and then I'm just going to remove it from myself here, but I'm going to remove it from the left picture completely, like this. And yeah, so before, after. I think this looks a lot more clean. What I also want to add is a little bit more grain on colors, effects. There we go. Grain, size, and roughness. I'm also going to sharpen this a little bit as well. What I also think we could do on the left side, we're going to add the subject. We're going to add people. Text people. Yeah, this one. This dude on the left side. Entire person, create. And we're going to actually add some more texture to my face and more clarity. And more sharpness. And more noise before, after. Don't want to do that. Wow. So if I click out, we can see this looks a lot more clean already. But yeah, let's zoom in. Let's zoom out. There we go. Ooh, I also like the blur background. I just thought I would try it out, but I really like it actually. It's not like super good. I don't like it super strong, but really just adding a subtle blur background. Like for example, just look at this, and then look at this. Look at this. This looks a lot cleaner. I totally forgot about the blur background. But yeah, basically what we did so far is we made all these things in Photoshop, and if we want to spice up the picture even more, we go into Lightroom and make it look like this. Voila. This is basically the first thumbnail that I'm going to split test. So this is the after, this is the before. I think the after looks at least twice as good as the Photoshop version. I have nothing against the Photoshop version, but I think with even just a little bit more grain added, this already looks really cool. Okay, so I love this a lot. This looks really cool. So yeah, this looks cool. I hope the concept is pretty good. Not sure about that, how the concept is good enough or not, but I really like the picture. And with that being said, I'm just gonna export this picture real quick. Boom, boom. And ultimately what I want to do is I want to go back to Photoshop, and I'm going to make a second version, okay? I'm going to remove all the objects like this, and also all this stuff. Let's go back to Photoshop, boom. Just going to make this, so this is basically the second version. So in case you're just wondering, we are making the second version real quick. Ooh, I like this. I'm just not sure if this makes my face look a little bit too flat, because it looks like it's right behind me, like the wall is right behind me, which should make my face look a little bit flat, but it's all good. Let's see how it goes. Let's make a 180 turn. Boom. Let's just remove this here. Make this smart object, and what we're gonna do is add a camera raw filter. Contrast high, highlights higher as well, shadows down, a little bit up, flex down. We're gonna add a little bit of grain to it. I'm not sure why. No, let's not add grain. I'm not sure why I should add grain now. Just light grain. I'm not sure why. I just like grain a lot. I like it a lot. So yeah, this looks already really clean. I'm just gonna remove all of this stuff here and all of this stuff as well. The reason is because we just don't need it. And if we don't need it, it's just lying around. We just duplicate it. So this makes the whole scene a little bit, you know, slower as well. And we don't want that. We don't need that. We just want to make it smooth as possible. Okay, so this looks already great. And what we're gonna do is remove the stroke and just add some bevel and emboss. But for that, we actually want to change the angle a little bit, like this. Soften it less, make it less depth, less as well. It looks really, really hard. It does not look soft. This looks soft. Okay, this is good. This looks soft. Good, 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 good. Okay, nice. There we go. So I like this. Also gonna remove a little bit of the glow here. Just gonna adjust the glow so it looks really, really nice. And always just look what looks the best for you. I'm not sure if I said it enough or not, but always just do what looks the best for you. So if this does not look good on your face, you could just adjust it for your face. I just want to empower you to try it out for yourself. I don't want to copy it one-to-one, because if you copy everything one-to-one, it's not the problem that it will look like a copy. The problem would be like it does not look actually as authentic or as good as it could be if you actually add your own touch or, you know, adjust it to your own picture. But I think that's common knowledge, but I just wanted to say it because a lot of common sense is not common anymore. So we just want to be 100% safe before someone comments like, hey, it's like, when do I need to make this thumbnail? It's like, dude, if you can just take all the parts from the video that I actually do here and just apply it to your future thumbnail project. It doesn't have to be the same thumbnail. It can be just the same principles that I use. For example, right now I want to add some glow because I didn't want to overdo the glow on the previous thumbnail. I didn't want to overdo all this stuff, but here, for example, I want to do some glow. So there we go. We add some purple-ish here. Make some purplish here as well. So before, after, this looks a lot good. This looks really good. Just gonna bring it below my subject, and we're just gonna add a overlay and just paint it white here and paint it white here on the bottom as well. You may ask why. So this does not make too much sense in that case, but for here, this is the source where the main, you know, purple light comes from, or this pinkish. It's more purple. We don't want to make pink, but yeah, the purple lights come from. So yeah, this is where I just paint also a little bit more white, so it looks like this. And this looks really clean in my opinion. Maybe we want to make it less depth sizing as well. Boom. And the overlay as well. Boom. Go. Nice. Okay. We'll do now. I'm just gonna remove this here. Gonna remove this here. Okay. Because, well, yeah, let me just remove this here as well. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna add some more glow to it. And once we're done with that, we will also add some arrows to it as well. But first, I think I need to remove the drop shadow a little bit here, because I already thought this will be an issue, but not that this is going to be this hard. Like this is like really visible, so I don't want to do that. Before, after. Yeah, I think it looks good. I'm gonna change this to a lighter color. Boom. So it actually adds up a lot more. For like before, like the before and after is like a lot. With that being said, let's add some glow to the subject, aka me. I think we should just add the blue glow straight up. I think this is the best we could do. And we're gonna create a clipping style, and we're just gonna add some blue color, straight up some blue like this. And we're gonna add a white color, clipping mask, boom. And now what we're gonna do is also paint over the edge here. Well, now what we're gonna do is add this as an overlay like this, boom. And yeah, this looks a little bit weird here. So what we're gonna do now is like fix it up. So we created a lot of mess, but we're gonna fix it up. We're just gonna leave all the good parts. So we just decrease the flow a little bit, and what we're gonna do is basically a little bit more, less flow. Less flow, you can work a little bit better in my opinion. At least for me, I like to work with less flow a lot. Since I figured out how to use less flow, it took me a couple years. working in Photoshop to figure out there's a flow mode as well when I was watching a thumbnail. So pretty funny. But with that being said, just gonna paint it for now just around the edges here because I think this looks clean. Right, nice. Hope the TV is not, would be a little bit weird. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually paint again with a blue color here and create a glow-ish feel to the edge like this. We will like that. The only issue that we have here is this part where it's like too much going on. Let's fix this real quick with hardness. Just actually want to remove some glow at parts, so we don't want to have glow on so that it is actually more smooth. All right, so with that being said, giving it a little bit more blue already looks good in my opinion. Good. All right, this one, what we're gonna do is just have a flow again and just decrease the areas where we don't want too much blue to come in, and basically just clean up the whole blue glow color. And here as well we go. Nice. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I think what we could do now is just add a little bit more glow. It's the outside, like this, just more white, but also remove some white. And what we're gonna do is add a blue glow to the beard as well. Top, just make it a little bit more bright. Just gonna remove this completely and add, let's try again. Yeah, so there we go. And now what we could do is, yeah, it's a little bit weird to edit those portraits for me from the side, because if you see here, it's like from the front. It's completely from the front. It's a little bit different. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Like, we don't need this effect, to be honest, like completely. We just thought it would be cool to add. So yeah, we can just leave it as it is. There we go. Now we finally added some really cool glow to it. There we go. Like, I like it. Looks really good. Just maybe a little more here. I like that. This looks cool. Maybe just remove a little bit thing here, which I just noticed that it doesn't look. I like that. Nice. There we go. Now it's looking clean again. Okay, so yeah, I've been cleaning up the glow a little bit more, and ultimately just wanted it to make it look like look good, make it look good. Okay, that was the goal, and that's what I tried to achieve the couple minutes. And yeah, I think we achieved that pretty good. I like that. And now what we're gonna do is we will add some arrows, and I'm thinking about which one we will add. 9 JPEG, boom, clipping mask. So let's add, boom. And you might ask, like, hey man, this is black, how are we gonna actually make this happen if it's not the right color? This is not visible. Yeah, we're gonna change the color. Okay, I think that was obvious, but if someone's asking, we're gonna change the color. Okay, actually just change the colorway. Darken. Ooh, which color would be looking good? A white? Is a simple white looking good? Some bevel. Boom, white. There we go. Boom. And now we're just gonna change the layer mask. I love layer masks so much. They're so cool. I love working with them. It's cool. Should also try to work with layer masks. They are super good, especially for painting stuff like this on a go. Just real quick, just changing it up, fixing it up without having to do all unnecessary stuff. So yeah, this is a big game changer. Definitely a big game changer. Let's make it yellow. How does it look in yellow? Ooh, I like that. Let me just change the outer glow to yellow as well. Boom. I think it looks good. What do you guys think? And what if we the flow a little bit less and the hardness as well? Ooh, I don't know if I like it. I think this is not as clear. There we go. What do you guys think? Less opacity? This looks good because I like this a lot. Do we have a better arrow actually? Maybe this one. I like this one at the top as well. Let's try out the one on the top. Yeah, let's try out the one on the top. Maybe that one looks better. We can just copy and paste basically the settings as well, so no worries, we don't have to redo that. It's all good. It's all set already. Just gonna change the arrows. There we go. Edit this to a smart object, and I'm gonna flip this like this. Boom. There we go. Just gonna copy and paste the FX on top of this one. This one looks like a lot of blur. It says a lot of blur. I don't like the blur. I can't like the blur. So we're gonna rasterize the EPS format. I'm not sure why it adds up like this. Like, I'm not a professional when it comes to resolution theory or whatever. I just have enough knowledge for Photoshop just to be able to edit these pictures, okay? I'm not some, theory junkie who reads about these pixels and all that stuff, or these different JPEG stuff. If I have an issue and I have to figure out some solution for that, then I'm gonna read into a couple of things, just try to figure that stuff out. Other than that, I'm just not really into that stuff. Don't mind me just ask stuff about it, how to do it. But if it comes to the theoretical stuff, man, you can just forget about it. I have not too many knowledge about that. Neither about shadows or whatever. It's like barely have any knowledge. I just know how to do them, and that's it. I don't like that. Why is it so weird? Is it because of the hardness? Yeah, and because of all the effects. Okay, nice. Make it a little bit more friendly. Yeah, so I like that. I liked it a lot. This looks super clean, in my opinion. Boom. Okay, so this is version 2, basically, right? I think we managed to do it really good, and I like it. So this was before, this was the after. I just noticed we have it in the same place as well. Like I have the same thumbnail in the same place. Cool. This looks super cool. And what we're gonna do now is we will export this to add it into Lightroom again. And we also going to add all the stuff that we added just a second ago for the one thumbnail to the other thumbnail as well. So this is the V2 Lightroom, just closed in free pick. And I think that V3, which we'll add it in another second, I think that one will be really fast. So let's see. So we can also enhance portrait, but I don't like. Oh, let's add it. It's all good. We're gonna enhance the eyes a little bit, whiten the teeth a little bit, darken eyebrows, darken beards, texture hair a little bit, and then we're gonna add enhanced clothing. We're gonna make pop, boom, just a little bit actually, and we're gonna go into here, and we're gonna add a subtract, and we're gonna add a brush, and we're gonna remove all the pop from this left subject, left picture. Just gonna keep it on the right one. There we go. And then we're gonna go back and add a subtle blur background. Strong. How does that look? Subtle, strong, circles, geometric. All these names, ring, blur, whatever. It makes sense because it does affect it, but it's just funny. Subtle blur. We're gonna add a really subtle blur to it. So before and after. I think it looks a little bit better, yeah. Definitely. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a subject. Let me redo that. People. Boom. Person 1. Create. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add again more texture, more clarity, more sharpness, more noise reduction as well. Okay, just test out a couple things, but now back at it again. Some grain. I like this a lot. Okay, so this is basically done. Now we're gonna export this as well. Boom. Let's go back, make a final version now. And for this one, what I want to do is, ooh, we're gonna make it really cool. This won't open, man. I'm gonna open the old ones, and what we're gonna do is ultimately take the whole thing here and place it in here. I didn't want to place, just wanted to get this one and place this one into here, into the third group, because we're gonna use this one as reference. So we're gonna use this one as the after. And what we're gonna do first is we go to View, Guides, New Guide, boom. This is a guide. We're gonna place it exactly into the middle, like this. And what we're gonna do first is we will make a rectangle on the right side, completely white. Oh yeah, there we go. Completely white. And on the left side, we're gonna make it, perfect, fits perfect. This one is actually, we're gonna make it black. Boom. Just gonna make it in a smart object. And this is again a smart object. We can also remove the guide, we don't need it anymore. But yeah, this is just to help, because we're gonna make this a smart object in a second. Like this picture will be a smart object. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna clip mask this, create a clipping mask to this here, like this. Oh, I like this a lot. I just think it's like it's too zoomed in, like this. And for that, we also just gonna need the Photoshop AI tool to help us out and basically just clean up the top and the bottom of the picture so we can actually, continue working on it. Let's see what the AI does. I hope it just, oh yeah, it's good. This is good. I like this a lot. Clipping mask, boom. Is it good? Let's see. Let me grab my rule of thirds. I think we can actually increase this position as well, just a little bit. There we go. And we can now, what we could do is another AI generative fill. Boom. Man, working with AI is so easy. It actually saves me hours and hours upon time. Like, I wouldn't even be finished with the first thumbnail if I would do it without AI. But yeah, this saves like a lot of time. I kid you not, it's insane technology. Like, other than that, I would have to, it doesn't seem to pick up. So it doesn't seem to pick it up. However, it's not an issue because other than that, I would just paint here like this and just create a clipping mask. And then I would just basically take the patch tool. Like, hold on, let me just convert this to smart object, take the patch tool. What I would do is just basically, rasterize it, make it like this. Maybe this was even faster than the AI. This is the first time maybe. If the AI would have been making it good, this would have been maybe faster, even though this is like, there we go. I like that. I want to fix this spot as well. Looks good. And on the left side, what we're going to do actually is we will go all the way in from tutorial and add this one. And add this one actually as a clipping mask below here. So we're going to make this a smart object, a BG white, BG black. Can remove the rules of thirds. Can actually make this red. Make the third version red. What we want to do ultimately is we can make this background actually white. Gonna remove all of stuff here. And now we're gonna add t-shirt. Boom. If you're wondering what this looks like, it's like this is the before and after effect I'm trying to achieve. Okay. Go to smart object and we're gonna just stuff. Boom. There we go. Fix up all the good stuff so it looks clean and does not look photoshopped. It does not look photoshopped. Yeah, it's easy to tell it's not photoshopped. Okay, with that being said, what we want to do is I'm gonna create clipping mask, of course. What ultimately we want to do is add an arrow. This looks good. This looks good. Wait, wasn't it blue? Why is it dark? Why is it gray? What happened? This just went from nice blue to just gray. Man, it got old. My arrow just got old real fast. Wow, it was funny. Well, let me just paint it. Oh, that was funny. Well, life was by really fast. Wow. We're just gonna paint this. So yeah, we're just gonna paint this as good as possible. This one like this. I'm gonna take it like this, just subtle. Just gonna change it like this a lot. I'm gonna add this black stroke to it as well, just to make it more pop. This a lot. I like this a lot, man. Smart object, boom. And we're gonna add a shadow to the smart object. Blending options, drop shadow, and there we go. Fire. I like this a lot. I just think we could improve this a little bit more. Somehow, we could definitely improve this somehow. Let's see if we can add a halftone effect and make it really good. Not sure. I just like the black and white, but it wasn't black and white, so I guess I don't want to make it black and white. I don't like it. But I added a subtle halftone effect to the background, so it's a little bit more, maybe a little more interest, more pop. Or should we make the background black? What do you guys think? I think we should make it black. Orange would look good. I think white looks even better. Gray just doesn't pop as much, but it just makes it, we should do red. But yeah, okay, cool. Now we talked about it. We saw our options. Yeah, so we're gonna export this. This is the final picture, and we will make it V3, and we're gonna actually add it into Lightroom. Boom. Let me know, guys, what you think. Do you like the thumbnail? If yes, I will also make even better breakdowns in the future as well. If you guys are interested, if you like the thumbnail videos, I can definitely do that. Like, there's a lot of good thumbnails that I could break down or recreate. So if you have any that you think I could, do for the next video, just let me know down below. I will enhance the eyes a lot, but remove from the right side. I want to actually increase it for the left side. Darken the eyebrows, darken the beard, hair, smooth, enhance clothing, make it pop. I actually like it. I'm not sure why. I think I just need to adjust the eyes a little bit on the right side. Other than that, I like it. Subtle blur, increase the grain. And now we're gonna fix the eyes. These are the eyes. These are the eyes. There we go. For the second subject, we're gonna remove it. Hold on. Did not do anything. Why is it so weird? Okay. what we're gonna do is we're gonna just remove it a little bit. Okay, that was not the one that was I don't know why oh yeah, okay, this looks good. Fire. Okay, flow, decrease the flow to around 30%. Again, why is it so weird? This is weird. But yeah, brush eraser. Just gonna bring it down a little bit. Here we go. Before, after. Let me just fit it to 100%. Go out of the... Alright, this looks good. Fire. And we're done. Export it. And my PC is crashing. I'm just kidding. That would be funny. Losing all the process. Like, oh, my PC just reset it. That would be funny. Okay, so these are the thumbnails that we created today. I hope you liked the tutorial. And if you learned something new, let me know down below. And if you want to learn something new, we're just gonna axe 3 thumbnails and you will see this is my Discord. So if you want to join the Discord and, you know, download either the assets from the new videos or either just, you know, ask me some questions. Not many people do this, but you can also ask me a lot of feedback here as well. Like I'm giving a lot of feedback to videos. These was like a feedback to a short. I give a lot of feedback to, you know, the posts that you guys post in here. Just tag me and ask for feedback. You can also give feedback to other people as well if you want to. And you can also give me some video suggestions. Like this video, for example, is coming very soon where we will showcase how you can display your YouTube channel the best way. But yeah, with that being said, join the Discord. You have nothing to lose. I have all the assets released usually before I upload the video in the Discord. So, you know, why not just utilize it for your benefit? With that being said, God bless you all and have a nice day.